fellow gamers. It's Mega Nerd Mike here at D20 Hobbies, getting ready to start the unboxing of the new Warhammer 40k starter set, No Fear. Alright, stand by, we'll get back to this. Okay, starting out with No Fear, we've got bases, dice, light stands, instructions on how to put the minis together, basic rule book, core set of rules with several missions, and paint guides. Okay. On top of that, you've got the minis. 2 squads of Space Marine Intercessors. Looks like you got the captain or lieutenant right there. And the dreaded Plague Walkers, Pox Zombies, and Chaos Forces. Got a playmat to use, decals for all starters, and a 12-inch ruler. Now, this, and finally, this part of the box now becomes a terrain piece. So that's what you get in the new starter set, No Fear for $80. Actually, it's a fairly good buy for that cost, because now you've got the starter set for 2 basic forces. One for the Imperium of the Space Marines, and one for the Chaos Player Death Guard Legion. Okay, so let's put this aside and start talking about the box. Okay, this is the secondary, this is the mid-level commitment starter set for people getting into the hobby. It's really designed to be player friendly and helpful for those who are just new to the hobby. For instance, you got the instructions here. It goes through step by step of how to assemble each and every model you get. So those are very clear, very user friendly. The models themselves go together. They're all clearly labeled for everybody to use and to follow. On the back, at the end of each section, you get a simple paint guide. Tells you what type of GW paint to use and the order to use it in order to paint your minis like this. Okay. Now, here is the good part. Warhammer 40k, you get your book. The basic No Fear book starts out. It's actually fairly well made. You get a basic history and storyline for what you're about to get into and what you're going to play. Why you want to play either the Space Marines or the Traitor Legions. It then tells you about each of the types of units and their histories and the story or fluff behind each of them. Then you go into your paint guide. Again, it goes in a little bit more detail than what's on the back of this, but it shows you step by step again how to paint your individual models, and if you follow it, they'll turn out fairly well, even for even starter people. Just beginning models or expert modelers can build this and follow the guides. Okay, and then you come to the start play set. You get 6 missions in this book. Each mission You don't have to have all the miniatures that are supplied put together, but the box set does supply you with all the miniatures necessary to play every mission in this book. For example, this first one, you only need the first 4 Intercessor Marines built and 10 Poxwalkers. And then it shows you on this map, it shows you how to take the play mat. And Lomax and I are going to do this in part 2. We're going to show you how to play the game using this very mission. But you set up your play mat, take your 4 Space Marines and deploy them, and it gives you the basic rules of how to set up and play the game. It even explains how to use movement, squad coherency, and victory conditions. It also, yeah. So they get introduced in each section, each mission in this goes into a little bit different covering of all the different rules and makes it easier for you to understand. So again, this is really player friendly. This is customer friendly. This is what they want you to learn how to cut your teeth on for new beginners, for beginners. And then after that, after the third mission, you add the play mat plus the inside box is your terrain piece. It starts telling you how to go through. This one is covering morale. And then in missions 4, 5, and 6, you combine all of these to play out an actual full game. And at that point, they pretty much you should have all your miniatures at least together. So because in mission 6, you're using every miniature. Finally, get a full set of the core rules. And the good thing about that, that's all you need. These core rules are the same in this book, in Dark Imperium's full rule book, and in the just quick reference guide. These are it. These are the rules that you need to know. And as I said, each of these 6 missions that you go through, you'll go through and you'll learn how to do. They'll explain the rules in more and more detail, and basically walk you through how to play the game and walk you through reading the rules. Last thing is fighting a battle. They tell you about the only war, which is the open session of how to play the game. There are 3 modes to play: open war, narrative, and competitive. This is the basic way. This is how 2 friends sit down over popping pretzels or pizza and pretzels, and you play this in a couple hours. So far, it's worked out pretty well for us. You get all the warlord traits and the basic setup for that. You're telling the story. You're making up the story. You're making up your missions. Then finally, it goes into the data sheets and explains how all the data sheets you read, and the data sheets are all the same, whether they're in this book, in one of the indices, or in the actual the up-and-coming Space Marine Codex, which is going to be released this weekend. But these are all the data sheets that give you all the playable stats for all the minis in this book. And these are how all the data sheets work. They come with the power levels. This is for open play. This is for narrative play if you'd like to use it. And then as I said, they showed you how these work. So overall, this is a great way for beginners to get into the 40k hobby. 2 friends can split it for $40 each, and you got a playable force. A force that'll give you enough. It gives you enough minis to have fun with it. The step below this will be the starter set First Strike. It comes with a smaller set of minis, and that's for really just if you really just want to see if you even just like games at all. That's for people who've never really played games ever. This is for somebody who's played other types of war games or possibly role-playing games and just wants to see what it's like. This is a little bit better. Then the Dark Imperium sets for somebody who's played for years and you just want to expand your collections and start new sets and get that squared away. As I said, this is an $80 retail value. It is GW is offering starter sets, and these are great economic values. $80 sounds like a lot, but if you see it for $80, you're getting a ton of GW miniatures, and GW miniatures are some of the good. I like them. They're really good minis, and these are really well detailed, and they come at you following steps to really easy to put together. These are very friendly. GW has made a lot of good. Made the minis to be very, very good for people to get a hold of. Anyway, like I said, look forward to part 2. Or the second half of this, where Lomax and I sit down, we'll play the game and show you how it works. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.